In today's world, our smartphones are more than just communication tools. They are the gateway to nearly every aspect of our lives. With personal data, photos, videos, emails, financial records, and even medical history stored at our fingertips, the question of privacy during international travel has never been more important. Recently, there has been growing concern and public outcry over phone searches conducted by U.S. Customs and Border Protection (CBP) agents at airports, which have led to high-profile deportations. Is it safe to travel with your phone right now? The answer, unfortunately, is not straightforward. It depends on several factors, including your immigration status, the location where you are entering the U.S., and whether or not you're willing to comply with a device search. At the heart of the controversy is a growing number of incidents where travelers have been denied entry into the U.S. after CBP agents found content on their phones that sparked suspicion. A recent example involved a doctor on an H-1B visa who was deported after officers discovered sympathetic photos and videos of Hezbollah leaders. Another case involved a French scientist who was turned away after a search revealed messages criticizing President Trump's administration. While the content found on their devices may have raised red flags for CBP agents, the justification for such actions seems to be becoming increasingly questionable. CBP device searches have historically been rare, but have been on the rise in recent years. In the 2024 fiscal year, CBP officers conducted 47,047 device searches, a significant increase from just 19,051 searches in 2016. This uptick is troubling to privacy advocates, who point out that today's devices carry far more sensitive information than ever before. Not only can they hold years of personal data, but with cloud storage, they provide access to vast amounts of information that could go beyond what is traditionally relevant to a customs inspection. The data on your phone can include your financial history, communications with healthcare providers or lawyers, and other highly private details that could have nothing to do with your travel. To understand why this is happening, it's important to know about the border search exception to the Fourth Amendment, which protects citizens from unreasonable searches. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 2014 that warrantless searches of people's cell phones violate the Fourth Amendment, unless they are conducted at a border. The courts have ruled that searches at the border, or in areas considered to be border zones, are reasonable, even without a warrant. This includes airports, which are treated as border zones, allowing CBP officers to search travelers' devices without needing prior approval from a judge. If you are a U.S. citizen, you generally have the right to refuse a device search. However, this doesn't guarantee that you won't face consequences. If you refuse, CBP may still seize your phone or other electronic devices and hold them for further inspection. For permanent residents or green card holders, the situation is more complicated. While they may also refuse a search, their status as non-citizens can create additional risks, particularly if they have spent more than 180 days outside the U.S. or have a criminal record. In some cases, CBP has even detained permanent residents for questioning after they refused a device search, as was the case with Fabian Schmidt, who was reportedly violently interrogated upon his return to the U.S. from Europe. As a result, many green card holders may feel pressure to comply with a search, even if it isn't technically required. Visa holders face even fewer protections. If you are traveling on a visa, your rights are more limited, and refusing a search could result in your immediate denial of entry. This stark contrast in the rights of U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and visa holders has led to confusion and concern for travelers. The reality is that, depending on where and how you enter the country, your ability to protect your privacy and your device could vary widely. The depth of a device search can also vary. CBP conducts two types of searches: basic and forensic, advanced. Basic searches typically involve inspecting what is accessible on a device without connecting it to external equipment, and the phone may be placed in airplane mode to limit access to cloud data. While this search might seem less invasive, it can still reveal a significant amount of personal information. Forensic searches, however, are far more intrusive, as they involve connecting a device to external equipment to copy and analyze its entire contents. This type of search can uncover much more than just offline data, making it a far more significant privacy concern. Some courts have attempted to address the issue of device searches, and in one notable case, a federal judge in New York ruled that CBP could not conduct warrantless device searches at John F. Kennedy Airport. However, this ruling only applies in the Eastern District of New York, and other courts have upheld the practice in different regions of the U.S. The lack of uniformity across the country means that your rights could vary depending on the airport you arrive at or the region where you enter the country. In conclusion, while the right to privacy should be upheld at all times, the reality of device searches at U.S. borders is far more complex. Travelers must understand that their rights depend on several factors, including their immigration status and the legal jurisdiction in which they are entering the country. For now, if you're traveling to the U.S., it's crucial to be aware of the potential for device searches and to take precautions to protect your privacy. At In the Know News, we strive to keep you informed about the issues that matter most. And this issue of digital privacy at the border is one that will continue to evolve in the coming years. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and protect your rights wherever you go.